Good morning, sir. Good morning,
Good
sir.
afternoon, Apala.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
We are fine, thank you, by God's grace. And I hope you continue to smile the way you are smiling now.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. How is everyone at home?
So everyone is good, sir.
Everyone is corona free?
Yes, sir. Currently, everyone is corona free.
Currently, so somebody suffered?
Yes, so a few months back, in last week of April and first week of May, my parents got infected with COVID-19. But now everyone is fine.
Yeah, they were cured in home quarantine?
No, so my father had to get admitted, but my mother was in home isolation.
And did your father need oxygen?
So for one day he needed it, but he got it arranged. He was admitted in the military hospital since he is an ex-serviceman.
Yeah.
So
did he also need steroid injections?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How is he taking care of himself now?
So currently, after he got up from COVID, he has started doing certain breathing exercise that were recommended to him by the doctor, such as deep breathing exercises like pranayam. And he's also going on morning walks, and currently he's not going out much. So he is in that post-COVID recuperation stage.
Yeah, good. What is the meaning of your name, Apala?
Sir, the word Apala means beautiful or independent. However, it has historic origins in the early Vedic period, where Apala was a historical figure who wrote in the Rig Vedic texts. And she's also said to have found the Ayurvedic cure of a skin disease known as 𝗪𝗪𝗪. So this is why.
You are well prepared on this question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Then let me speak for the whole panel that we appreciate that Indian Foreign Service is your first choice.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, but we would like to hear why is it your first choice?
Sir, since I primarily come from an army background, I have always held my allegiances to India as a whole, and representing India on an international platform has been something of great honor and great desire for me. And so secondly, I feel that most problems today are surpassing boundaries, such as COVID-19 pandemic or even climate change. So here, I believe that IFS provides an opportunity to work for India in these global fronts. And so thirdly, there's also a personal reason that traveling and learning about new cultures and new languages would also add to my personal growth. So cumulatively, I decided to keep it as a first choice.
I take it that you are aware that on being selected for IFS,
yes, sir,
you are required to pick up one of the 6 languages. Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir.
So which language would you like to pick up?
So I'd like to pick up the French language, which I've taught, because French has a huge amount of global presence. And also French is one of the permanent language of the United Nations. So I believe French would be a good choice to take.
In times to come and the generation where you would serve,
yes, sir,
wouldn't Mandarin be more important than French?
Yes, sir. Mandarin is increasing in importance, and currently it is the second largest spoken language right now. So definitely Mandarin is also a good choice. But sir, French has been also close to my heart because in school we used to have 3 languages and one of them was French, though I did not learn much there. But still some inclination has been towards French since childhood.
As of today, where is the French president right now?
So right now we see that a G7 meeting had taken place and French president had said that France will...
No, as of today or yesterday, where is he and what is he doing?
Sir, I cannot recall exactly where he is, but we had in the newspapers of a dialogue between US and French presidents regarding the Taliban issue.
Why is he visiting different countries in the Middle East and interacting with the heads of government of various Middle East countries?
Sir, France is looking for expanding its geopolitical arena, especially after Brexit. France seems to come up and be a flag bearer of the European Union and expand its outreach, especially in the Asian countries and also in the Middle Eastern countries. So I think that is one reason. Apart from that, sir, I believe I have limited knowledge on this one.
Okay. As we talk, is the global political order undergoing a fundamental change?
Yes, sir. I believe that there are changes happening in the global political order. We see a change in the superpower order. We see China emerging or trying to emerge as one of the superpowers. And also in the post-pandemic world, we see a lot of uncertainties with respect to the global order. So definitely there is a change in the global order.
So in terms of global order, would you prefer a US dominated global order or a China dominated global order?
Sir, the main preference for India should be a multipolar world where there is equal domination by all countries. But if I have to choose between US and China, I choose US because India's interests align more with the USA's goals and not with China's.
The way US withdrew from Afghanistan,
yes, sir.
Does it not show that USA is not a dependable ally?
Yes, sir. It has raised considerable apprehensions regarding the USA's moves. However, India has to work in its national interests, and the entire region is filled with uncertainty right now. India has adopted a policy of wait and watch. So we must also wait and watch and see how the situation pans out for India and also for a region as a whole.
Good, Apala. Continue like this. My best wishes for you. Over to you, Dr. Balla.
Hi, Apala.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Anthropology,
yes,
being your subject,
yes, sir.
Who was the first formally trained Indian anthropologist?
Sir, I believe 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗪 was the first trained anthropologist.
No. What was the contribution of D.N. Majumdar to Indian anthropology?
Yes, sir. D.N. Majumdar has a lot of contributions. I think he worked on, sir, I cannot recall exactly right now the contributions.
You know that, he has contributed almost 80% to
yes,
the study and methodology of anthropology.
Yes, sir.
So having your subject as anthropology, not knowing about D.N. Majumdar, that he was the only one who pioneered the study of impact of non-tribal cultures upon the ways of lives of Indian tribes.
Yes, sir.
It's a crime not to know this.
Yes, sir.
I'll ask you about, the contribution of Ulf Henrys, anthropologist.
So I'm afraid I have to read about it. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Marshall Sahlins.
Yes, sir. Marshall Sahlins and Sahlins were new evolutionists who came up with the last stage of
their contribution to anthropology.
Sir, I'll have to read up on the authors.
Nancy Shaper Hughes, her contribution to anthropology.
So I'll get back and read on all the...
I'll not ask you any more on anthropology because you should be aware of, these great anthropologists and their contribution.
Yes, sir.
You also happen to be from dentistry.
Yes, sir.
What is trigeminal neuralgia?
Sir, trigeminal neuralgia is a condition that happens in the fifth nerve, which is the trigeminal nerve, which undergoes paralysis and it causes major pain.
Trigeminal nerve, it starts from where?
Sir,
it originates from?
Sir, I cannot remember right now where it originates from.
My dear, neuralgia itself should tell you. You have been a doctor of tooth.
Sir, it originates
from the brain stem.
Yes, sir.
And enters the bottom of the tooth.
Yes, sir.
That is why, what is gingivitis?
So gingivitis is the inflammation of the gingiva, which leads to bleeding of gums. And also it can further lead to periodontitis. And
what is periodontitis?
So periodontitis is the inflammation of the fibers or the periodontium that holds.
What is remineralization of teeth?
So remineralization means that after caries occur, there is demineralization of teeth. And on application of fluoride, we can undergo remineralization.
Abutment. What is abutment?
Sir, abutment I cannot recall, but it has to
What
do
was the
some.
subject matter of Abhijit Sen committee?
Sir, I cannot recall.
Abid Hussain committee.
Sorry, sir.
Bimal Jalan committee.
So Bimal Jalan committee was regarding the. So I'm getting confused right now.
Very good. 𝗀𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧 committee. 𝗀𝗘𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗘 committee. Khusro committee.
Sir.
You appreciate that you should be aware of these committees?
Yes, sir, definitely. I'll read up on these committees.
Delhi, the walled city of Delhi, originally, how many gates it had and how many are now present?
Sir, it had 4 gates originally, and now 1 gate is present. And it was the city of 𝗀𝗏𝗪𝗏.
Absolutely wrong, so please study it.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
It is absolutely wrong. Who designed the Secretariat of Delhi?
Sir Lutyens and Sir Herbert Baker.
Yes, that is it, not Lakins.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who was the longest serving Chief Minister of Delhi?
Sir Sheila Dikshit served for 3 tenures.
Good. Who was the first Lieutenant General of Delhi?
So this I cannot recall.
Delhi University was founded in which year?
So 1926.
Delhi Metro started in which year?
So this I'll have to check.
In Delhi budget, how much percentage they are spending on infrastructure?
So 8.2%.
No. How much they are spending on capital expenditure?
So then I'll have to.
How much on health?
So health is 14%, and it is 14%. Sir.
Education?
Sir, education is higher than health.
Exact percentage you should know. Study the budget of Delhi.
Yes, sir.
You are doing well, Apala. Thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
How do you pronounce your name? I want to know the correct pronunciation of your name.
Yes, sir. Apala is the correct pronunciation.
Okay. If I change your pronunciation, make it Apala, do you know what does it mean?
Sir, in Marathi, sir?
Yeah.
No, sir, I'm not aware.
Okay, Apala means ours. So I thought probably it was that pronunciation. So I think it's a good name.
Thank you.
But tell me now, what is the difference between a teacher and a mentor?
Sir, a teacher teaches the subject expertise, whereas a mentor is more like a guiding factor and is also supportive of many other factors apart from curricular teaching. And a teacher teaches during the subject hours, whereas a mentor is available for more time, and also personalized mentorship is there, but teaching is for a larger amount of students.
Okay. Now tell me in few lines, what is the foreign policy of India?
So the foreign policy of India currently is believing in strategic autonomy. That is one thing. The other thing is that the foreign policy also believes in mutual respect of other members. We also have a policy of standing for counter-terrorism, and even in the current UNSC permanent chairmanship, we had 3 agendas of peacekeeping, counter-terrorism, and maritime security. And sir, this is the current foreign policy aligning with the national interests of India.
Tell me, has India abandoned one of the basic principles of our foreign policy, that is non-alignment? Have we abandoned this principle?
Sir, we have not abandoned the principle, but we have evolved and grown beyond the principle. However, the principle in essence of non-alignment still remains crucial for India, because that leads to South-South cooperation and cooperation of the developing worlds. So I feel that in spirit, it has evolved to a new level, but it still remains an important factor.
Okay, tell me, what do you understand by good governance?
So good governance is a governance where people and government have lesser distance between them, and the needs of the people are being met and heard by the government. Also, people have a say in the governance, and grievance redressal is taking place. So this all cumulatively constitutes good governance.
So which organs of the state you feel contribute most to the good governance?
So I feel the executive, and especially the permanent executive.
I give you some options between the judiciary, the police, the local government, that is whether it's a municipal corporation or whether it's a village panchayat. Out of these three organs, which contributes most to the good governance as far as common citizen is concerned?
So the local bodies will contribute the most, I believe. And after that, police, and after that, judiciary.
Okay. Tell me, what is the insider trading?
So insider trading happens when someone of a company has information already of shares, and that information is misused for trading those shares. So that results in profits which are not genuine.
Okay, what is a reverse mortgage?
So reverse mortgage is when a company is being bought back. So I'm getting confused in this term.
All right. Now tell me, between the states along the eastern coast of India and the states along the western coast of India, which set of states is more developed economically, socially, educationally?
Sir, I believe.
And why?
So the western set of states are more developed than the eastern states. So firstly, because the western sea routes are more developed, we have more docks when it comes to the western areas. Also, sir, there has been continuous cyclones and disasters in the eastern coast, such as in Odisha and West Bengal. That has contributed to slow growth. Whereas in western coast, we have Gujarat, Maharashtra, and all other major cities are there. So I think these are the factors. Also, ancient lines of communication went through the western coast.
Okay, tell me, when you join the foreign service and you are posted abroad,
yes, sir.
Let's say in Afghanistan, when
Yes,
the embassy opens up there, will you be able to make use of your dentistry skills to treat the children of Afghanistan?
So I might not be legally allowed to practice since my license will expire by then, and I will not be able to take up another license if I would be in another service. But sir, apart from that, I can help in raising awareness about dentistry through my prior knowledge. And also I can lead to collaborations between governments regarding health. I think.
Okay, thank you, Apala.
Thank you.
Mr. Chandrasekhar.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Apala. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you, sir?
Since the flavor of your interview is names,
yes,
let me get to, why is Ghaziabad called Ghaziabad?
Yes, sir. Sir, during the Mughal rule of Muhammad Shah, there was a wazir named Ghaziuddin. And he took over Ghaziabad and it was named as Ghaziuddin Nagar, which later transformed to Ghaziabad.
Is there a justification for a change of that name to Agrasen Nagar?
Yes, sir. It is said that Agarwal community of Maharaja Agrasen is very well established in this area. So there is a demand from people to change it to Maharaja Agrasen Nagar. And there's also a statue of Maharaja Agrasen in Ghaziabad. So the demand is emanating from there.
But Maharaja Agrasen came from a place called Agroha, which is adjacent to Hisar.
Yes, sir.
What has he got to do with Ghaziabad? Anyone can put up a statue.
Yes, sir. So I feel that Agarwal community must have been established here after the same Agarwal community would have been influenced by Maharaja Agrasen and established here, is what I believe might be the reason.
Are you in favor of this trend of changing names of places?
Sir, I believe that if demand is genuine and emanating from the people, then it can be looked into, because the names are the identity of the people and they resonate with the personal choices of the people. However, it should not be motivated for any other reason apart from demand of the people, and the revenue restriction should be kept in mind before taking such a decision.
The last known person who hit it big from Ghaziabad in Delhi is a man by the name of 𝗀𝗏𝗃𝗏.
Yes, sir.
Now, he is the chief minister of the NCT or the NCR?
So he is the chief minister of NCT, the National Capital Territory of Delhi.
What is the difference between the NCT and the NCR?
Sir, NCT is a name for the Union Territory of Delhi, But while the NCR is a regional planning body, which is a statutory body, which includes parts of Delhi, including parts of UP, Rajasthan and Haryana. And that has been developed as a counter magnet to lessen the population burden of Delhi and also increase the localized and holistic urbanization and opportunities in that area.
As someone who comes from an army family,
yes, sir.
Do you feel the film 𝗫𝗫𝗪,
Yes, sir.
pays respect to Vikram Batra, or does it trivialize him?
Sir, I feel that Bollywood is a great means in our country to reach to even those populations who are not.
Don't give me the diplomatic one. Just give me your straight view. I know you want to be in the IFS.
Sir, I think that it glorifies him because a lot of people would come to know about the martyrdom of Captain Vikram Batra, who were not aware because it was 20 years back, and the latest newer generation would be more in awe of his sacrifices, and it would also encourage people to join the Indian Army. So I think it is a good step.
Again, as an IFS officer,
yes, sir.
What is your view on the NFU?
Sir, NFU, I cannot recall the full form.
Non-first use of nuclear weapons.
Yes, sir.
Does that ring a bell?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, our Defense Minister 𝗏𝗏 Singh had in recent months said that India will not does not believe in non-first use. However, sir, India has subscribed to a policy of no first use of nuclear weapons, and this increases the credibility of India in the nuclear atmosphere, especially since India is not a part of NSG and India has civil nuclear deals with a lot of countries. So I think subscribing to NFU puts India on in a better diplomatic position to maintain trust with the countries. However, sir, since both of our neighbors, China and Pakistan, are nuclear power, India must also be ready to retaliate and give signals that it is not a weak power. So I think this is what it means.
Now, yesterday, the Prime Minister virtually inaugurated,
yes,
the new memorial for Jallianwala Bagh.
Yes, sir.
Now, in the context of Jallianwala Bagh, there are two names which are almost identical.
Yes, sir.
One is a name called Dyer.
Yes, sir.
And another is a name called O'Dwyer.
Yes, sir.
Who are these two gentlemen?
Sir, Dyer was the British army man who was involved in the shooting of the Jallianwala Bagh case, while O'Dwyer was the governor of the district of Amritsar at that time. So, who had given the orders?
Since you say that Dyer was the guy involved in the shooting,
yes, sir.
Who exactly shot in Jallianwala Bagh?
So the British army shot in the Jallianwala Bagh, and Dyer had given the orders to start shooting.
Who were the people who actually shot?
So they were the Indian members of the British Indian Army.
You know the regiments? As an army officer's daughter?
Sir, I am forgetting.
Not a happy thing to remember, but you are an administrator and you should be able to.
I think it was the Punjab regiment, sir. It must have been the.
They were the Gurkhas.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. I'll keep that in mind, sir.
And they were also Sikhs, and they were also Baluchis.
Okay, sir.
Anyway, that's. But do you think England must apologize for the Jallianwala Bagh?
Yes, so this proposition has come up a lot many times, but England has not yet apologized. I believe England apologizing might be better for the trust building of the people and for India and Britain relations in the wake of Brexit also. However, it might also lead to a diplomatic tent in the relations. So any such request must be made keeping the geopolitical scenario in mind. And it should not
be. I mean, there is a wrong done 100 years ago.
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, we just want to bring closure to that.
Yes, sir.
Wouldn't an apology suffice?
Sir, I think it can be a good move, keeping in mind that even recently France also apologized for the Rwandan genocide. So it can lead to better trust building of the people. So it can be taken up maybe later sometime.
Now that you read novels,
yes, sir.
What is the difference between literature and novel?
So literature is whole set of writings and the whole expanse of writings, which can include both novels, non-fiction, poetry, any work. While novel is a smaller subset of literature, which includes long stories in long forms and also about characters and their life cycles. So novel forms a smaller subset of literature.
When someone like Apala, who is an aspirant for the Indian Foreign Service, is mentioning reading novels,
yes, sir,
rather than reading literature, does it sound the death knell of literature?
No, sir. I believe that novel in itself provides a large view of the world, and large ideas can be taken from novels. For example, novels of Khalid Hosseini tell us about the culture of Afghanistan, which is also useful later in the Indian Foreign Services. And sir, also reading habit is a habit which can go into any direction and can always be helpful, be it novels or literature. Sir.
My last question to you, which I will ask everyone who has done BDS.
Yes, sir.
Why doesn't dentistry come under the Medical Council of India? Why do you want to be a separate profession?
Yes, sir. Sir, dentistry
is just one part of the whole body.
Yes, sir. Sir, but since dentistry is a separate course of 5 years, and dentistry requires a lot of specialization when it comes to the oral cavity.
I mean, so does cancer, so does heart. All of them will look to be separate specializations. एक ही तो चीज है, दांत है ना?
Yes, sir.
So,
sir, but dentistry is not just medicine. It is medicine along with mechanics and along with a lot of technical capacities. So it becomes a very technical field at the end of the day, and it is not restricted to just medicine. So I feel because of the separate courses and because of the separate technicalities in dentistry, it is a separate field. However, I feel that there is no harm in merging the two because, as you said, sir, at the end of the day, it is a part of the body. But
why did you give it up by saying you were arguing so beautifully? Then you say at the end of the "ठीक है, हो सकता है." Good diplomacy, bad diplomacy.
Yeah.
Sir, even the draft National Oral Health Policy talks of integration of medicine with dental health. And if we move towards integration of both the things, I feel that we can have better awareness about dental health. However, dentistry does have its valid justifiable reasons for keeping itself away, but it is not a bad proposition.
Thank you, Apala. I wish you the very best.
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
really hoping to see you in that list.
Thank you, sir.
Over to ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Apala.
Good afternoon.
Apala, you never thought of joining the defense services?
No, ma'am.
I'm not fond of uniform services because your choice of IPS is also at 5, and your dad being in the services, you've not really showed much interest in the defense services. Why?
Yes, ma'am. I believe it has to do more with my temperament and my likings, because I feel I am more inclined towards communication and dialogue, and my strengths can be better utilized in services like Indian Foreign Services than hard power like military power. So this is the reason.
Okay. I always had this question: why is why most health insurances never cover your dental procedures?
Yes.
Why it's always separate? I mean, part of it was answered when you were answering Chandrasekhar, sir.
Sir, sorry, ma'am. Ma'am, the one reason for health insurance not covering dental health is because people are not demanding it. There is lack of awareness about dental health, and also there is lack of prioritization of dental health. So if a dental health component is also included, then prices would increase and people would not like to take it up this soon.
No, but a single visit to a dentist burns a big hole in your pocket.
Yes, ma'am. Just
one visit is enough. Yes. You at least pay 5,000 rupees and come. The least that you pay. But a visit to a regular doctor, yes, would be like 300 or 500. Forget about the procedure. Procedures are way beyond. So, demand is not coming, or is it something else? I mean, demand obviously is there. Ask me as a commoner, I would say definitely it must be covered.
Ma'am, it also has to do with the infrastructural integration of dentistry. Dentistry has not been able to integrate well in the society, and it has not become a very specialized field. Like we do not see multi-speciality dental hospitals. Also, dentistry has not spread equitably in the country. We see dentists only in major metropolitan cities and tier 1 cities. So I think as the growth of dentistry becomes more, then insurance capacities would also increase and it would become more equitable. But
So
right
that
now,
takes me to the second question. What needs to be done to bridge the gap, the oral health gap,
yes,
among the various socioeconomic classes or between the various socioeconomic classes?
Ma'am, the first thing that can be done is awareness and education, because most people are not educated about the oral cavity and even about basic things like brushing technique or fluoride application. These can be taken up. And the second thing is the infrastructural problem. Dentistry is a medicine science which requires infrastructure and it requires electricity to work. And until and unless electricity and infrastructure are not provided, dentistry will not be able to thrive in other cities. So it has to be a holistic area where education and infrastructure will go hand in hand, and that would lead to propelling of dentistry.
What is the difference between a dental hygienist and a dental mechanics?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, dental hygienist is a person who assists the doctor during the treatment procedure, such as during the suction of water, or also providing materials and mixing of materials. Whereas a dental technician is someone who works in the dental labs, and he is given the impression samples and he makes the, for example, if we have to make a metallic denture, then he will work on the metal component of that. He will not be inside the clinic.
And what is the status in the National Dental Commission proposed?
Yes, ma'am, it has been proposed and abolition of DCI is being talked about. But the current...
What is the status of the dental hygienist and dental mechanics in the proposed commission? Are they being recognized or not?
Yes, ma'am, they are being recognized in the commission, but the current status, ma'am, I believe it is still in the pipelines, and we'll have to see how that figure pans out.
Okay. Give me 3 reasons why you should be selected for IAS or IFS. IFS, you've given enough reason for the diplomatic approach you've been having to couple of answers. So give me some reasons why you should be selected.
Ma'am, the first reason is adaptability. I believe that I have been to various places and shifted houses many times, and that makes me a very adaptable person to any circumstances. And the second reason is having a lot of patience, since dealing with patients in the dental clinic requires a lot of patience. So that is one attribute. And the third reason is empathy. Since we must understand the pain of others to treat them, or even in the social setup, we must understand the pain of others. And that I believe that dentistry has imparted in me. So these are the 3 reasons.
And one last question, who do you think will win the UP elections?
Ma'am, we'll have to see.
That I will also see, but I want an opinion from you.
Ma'am, I think it is very difficult to judge right now, given that a lot of parties are contending. So,
dodging again, huh?
Yes, ma'am. It is UP election is a very difficult judgment to make, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Apala. Nice interacting with you. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Apala, you are already talking like a diplomat.
Thank you, sir.
Is this a compliment or what?
Sir, sir, in a few questions, I did not put my opinions forward very well. So I think this is not a very right approach.
Who was NTR?
Sir, NTR was N.T. Rama Rao, and he was a chief minister of erstwhile Andhra Pradesh and also a movie actor. And on his name is our medical university.
Yeah, why should his name be given to a medical institution?
Sir, I think he had a lot of contribution in the establishment of the university and a lot of influence in the education field of Andhra Pradesh at a whole. So this is the reason why.
In 4x400,
yes, sir.
You ran as what? Number 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one?
Sir, I have ran at first position also, and I ran at third position also. So it used to change every year according to the players present.
Where do you place the best runner?
So the best runner is placed at 4th position usually because he is the fastest, or even the 1st position sometimes.
Do you still play basketball?
No, sir. Right now I don't play.
You did carefully planned. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. You carefully planted Khaled Hosseini's name. So I won't ask any question about his novel.
Yes, sir.
But what are other favorite novels of yours?
So my one most favorite novel is 𝗀𝗏𝗪𝗏 by Harper Lee. And so this is the most favorite novel.
And there is another novel by Harper Lee?
Yes, sir. 𝗀𝗏𝗪𝗏.
You read that?
No, sir. This I have it, but I have to read it.
Later on, Harper Lee has been charged of being racist.
Yes, sir.
So
Sir, yes, so in certain during a certain period of time, even in the United States, her novel was banned because it had racist slurs and a racist depiction. However, sir, I believe that what she has written is a part of the greater reality of those times, and it should not be looked at as being racist, but it should be looked at as taking a lesson from those times and learning from those times.
Have you also seen the movie To Kill a Mockingbird?
Yes, sir.
Who has played the lead role?
Sir Gregory Peck, actor.
When this discussion on name changes was going on,
yes, sir,
you justified name changes, but you said revenue restrictions need to be looked into.
Yes, sir.
So what is the relation or link between name change and revenue restriction?
So revenue, once a name changes, we have to change the name in various major administrative aspects, such as the railways need to change the name. And also in many other areas, such as files, everything, the name needs to be changed. So I think that makes up for revenue.
In this discussion on Jallianwala Bagh
yes,
and General Dyer, etc.,
yes, sir.
You referred to Michael O'Dwyer
yes, sir.
as governor of the district.
Governor of the province, sir.
Yeah. So,
yes,
I mean, you are clear that districts don't have governors.
Yes, sir.
And then what happened to Michael O'Dwyer a couple of years later on?
So he was shot in England by an Indian freedom fighter, on which a movie is also being made, sir, but I'm forgetting the name right now.
Okay. You write poetry yourself?
Yes, sir.
There is some problem with my name.
Sorry, sir, I'm unable to hear.
You are able to hear?
Avinash, your video is stuck up.
While the chairman comes on the line,
yes, sir.
I'll just ask you one question.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned, that one of the reasons why this dentistry is not going to the rural areas is because of lack of electricity.
Yes, sir.
No, is this a correct statement?
Sir, we can. Yes, sir. I believe that dentistry work requires a lot of electricity, sir. Not just treatment and symptomatic treatment, but sir, the mechanical procedures that take place in the labs require a lot of continuous supply.
All right. It's not a completely true statement. I have myself got treated for filling up my tooth in a place where there was no electricity. You have this drilling machine which can use by a pedal.
Yes, sir. Right. We can do.
So you have mechanical equipment which is doing it.
And so we
it's
also
not
have,
completely true.
Yes, sir. We can have ARTs, which is known as atraumatic restorative techniques. But sir, for major procedures, we do require electricity, sir. We can battery operated. We also have mobile dental clinics which are battery operated, and they run on petrol, sir. But for larger procedures, we would need electricity.
That goes for other medical sciences also. Like if you go beyond Lenia, Siachen, Hundar, we have got, it's all battery based or generator based. So that's really surprised me too. Your answer that it is electricity dependent, the choice of. So be careful on that, because it doesn't really sell this particular argument.
Yes, sir.
Back to sir, I think he's back.
Definitely, sir.
Chairman is back. He's again frozen.
I think.
Apala, just wait. Sir will give you the feedback. Huh? Don't disconnect.
He's come.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sorry for the disturbance, Apala. But actually, my last... no, it is frozen again.
No. You are absolutely visible.
Sir, you're visible and audible, both.
No, it is frozen again. He was right. Yes.
You may have to turn off your video. I think I'll turn off my video. That is it. So.
To which regiment did Colonel Mishra come from?
Sir, he is in the Army Education Corps.
Oh, he is. And you are settled in Ghaziabad for a long time?
No, sir. Since the past 4 years, we are here in Ghaziabad.
Did he have a couple of tenures in Pachmari?
Yes, sir. He was posted in Pachmari, sir.
You had the advantage of studying there?
No, sir. I was only born there, and ever since most of my schooling has been in Dehradun, Uttarakhand, sir. But my 12th class has been from Delhi.
You were mentioning about patients for the dentist.
Yes.
But you didn't mention about patients for the patient.
Yes, sir.
I thought that's the person who needs more patience.
Yes, sir.
The Shraddha and Saburi must come for the patient more than the dentist.
Yes, sir.
Keep it this way, keep the calm, keep the smile, keep the positivity. You may have questions which you don't know the answers for. Those are the testing times.
Yes, sir.
The critical issue which I will also tell you is not to lose your cool.
Yes, sir.
And that is what is the eventual determinant as to whether you go past the post or not. So keeping your cool, your knowledge base is very good. You're able to give your answers cogently.
I am sure rest of the panel must have shared their feedback. So I will be brief. First of all, I'm expressing my happiness over the interview. This was a very good quality interview. You have displayed every potential to be an extraordinary diplomat.
Thank you, sir.
You speak in a very precise way. There is a clarity in what you speak. So please continue with it all.
Yes.
And to the best of our judgment also, your score will cross 180 for the day. 180.
Yes, sir.
But if it is 180, which is already excellent, on 9th of September, we will look forward to your crossing 200.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Let me again say very happily that there is no major flaw or no like dominant suggestion I want to make to you.
Yes, sir.
There are two critical parts we see. One is the knowledge base,
yes, sir.
which you have shown that you have the requisite knowledge base. And the other is interview technique, the way you come across, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, all excellent. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So I will go through some of my points.
Yes, sir.
You are using the term however. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Not disproportionately more number of times.
Okay, sir. I'll keep that in mind.
Actually, what it means is you make one point. However, you also make another point.
Yes, sir.
So that is what we meant, although I meant it as a compliment that you are already talking like a diplomat. That is, you speak about both sides. So just be careful about use of however. Then with father in army, expect questions on army background also.
Yes, sir. I have prepared a lot, but I also need to prepare more.
Then our initial discussion on IFS was very good. Why you seek to join IFS? That discussion was very good, and then I picked up some international issues, and that discussion was good. And then I think Dr. Bhalla must have already told you that you need to brush up on anthropology part.
Yes, sir. I have to read on that.
Yeah. And the answers will have to be precise over there. That was the only place where you were not precise in the answer.
Yes, sir.
Like a question on Majumdar's contribution.
Yes, sir.
Instead of straight away telling the contribution, you started out with a sentence, he has a lot of contribution.
Okay, sir.
So starting that way means you are not aware of what is the contribution, and then later on it did come out. So just brush up on anthropology part. Then during the interview, Dr. Bhalla sir's questions was the only time when you had begun to look worried, slightly worried.
Yes, sir.
Am I kind of required to say, I'm sorry, I don't know, a lot of times, etc. But yes, then I'm happy to say that you came back, held your nerve, and were normal again. Then among the last of the points I want to share is, there were 1 or 2 times when you just kept quiet.
Okay, sir. Sir, like when, sir, like when, sir?
Yeah, yeah. So don't just keep quiet, say something about the issue. Just keeping quiet, ऐसे चुप अगर बैठे तो लगता है confused है. Okay. और इतने confused है कि अभी क्या कहा जाए ये भी याद नहीं आ रहा है. So that happened just 1 or 2 times.
Okay, sir. I will check.
Then my second last part is, of course, whenever.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Voice was lost.
The panel asks you, how are you?
Yes, sir.
Man.
Then you don't ask.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You just say how you are, but don't ask the panel, how are you?
Okay, sir.
And among the last of the parts, last questions I tried, they are possible questions in your interview.
Yes, sir.
Questions on NTR 4x400. Then I hope the network was right so we could hear your poem. Did other panel members ask you about the poem? You write poems.
Yes, sir. That was not audible, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So that question can come.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So your hobby of sketching, pencil sketching.
Yes, sir.
Can come up for discussion. Basketball, anything, it can head in any direction about world basketball, NBA, yes, India's stature in basketball, etc.
Yes, sir.
IFS.
Excellent. Rest of it, like I said, excellent interview. Thank you for giving us such a happiness of seeing a good quality officer. So all our best wishes for you.
Thank you,
on
sir.
To, yeah.
Apala, I have only 2 things to add. Yes. Everything has been covered. You did very well on your subject matter of dentistry. Anthropology, you have already been told. 2 rules which our chairman always says, they'll help you a lot. Although you are already very accomplished on the art of giving interview. Yes. One is that when you answer,
yes, sir,
the first sentence you utter should be the correct answer to the question being asked.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Second thing is, when question is asked, you take a breath, normal breath, and answer. If you are taking more time than that, then it will appear as if you are confused.
Okay, sir.
When you look at your video of the interview, you will be able to know where you kept silent. Not many times, 1 or 2 times. Okay. Because you are so good, we would want you to be one of the toppers of this year.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Sir, I think, sir, being quiet, sir, it did not come to my mind that I was being quiet. I'm usually also very quiet, so maybe that is why.
No, you have a look at the video. It is 1 or 2 places where you just remain quiet for a little longer time than taking a breath.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good, good. God bless.
Thank you, sir.